One of the biggest concerns people have regarding Star Citizen's future is whether or not funding will ever stop, and given the current ongoing situation around the world, it is legitimate to think that people will dramatically spend less in virtual spaceships in 2020 compared to other years. People of the verse, welcome to this channel. I am the Eradicator, and in today's video, I will be the bearer of good news, as we are going to see that Star Citizen's funding is literally going off the charts. We will have a look at how much we've made this year so far, and we'll compare it to other years and make a rough estimation of how much we can expect for this year at this rate, and what could possibly explain this phenomenon. Anyway, before we get started, a huge shout out to Aaron and Happy for becoming my latest Patreons. Your support means a lot to me and it helps this channel a lot, so thank you. Now, let's keep on talking about funding, but Star Citizen's funding this time. And there are some people out there who put together this chart. I'll put a link in the description down below. I tried to find the others, but I couldn't find their names. However, it regularly gets updated, though, and that is why I think that we can consider this data to be quite reliable and trustworthy. And what we are seeing here is just flabbergasting, because after 10 days in May this year, in 2020, CIG has already collected over $20 million. And if we compare it to previous years, we can see that that mark was really reached around September or October. Now, historically, October, November, and December have been Star Citizen's biggest month in regards to funding, so we should expect these last 3 months of the year to also be this year's top months, as they coincide to CitizenCon, during which there's always a cool concept sale, the Star Citizen Anniversary, during which all the ships are on sale, including the very limited capital ships, and the Holiday Sale in December, during which there is a sale. Now, if we'll have a look at this chart, it appears that sales every month are the double of last year's, despite the ongoing sanitary crisis. And last year, Star Citizen secured about $48 million of funding from backers. So, if we follow this trend, we could be eyeing at around $90 to $100 million from this year alone. Do I think that this is going to happen? Well, I genuinely don't know. I mean, it could be wishful thinking, especially if the situation gets worse and the economy doesn't recover from the massive hit it has taken since the beginning of this year. However, what I believe is happening is that the recent addition of new backers from the 3.x branch, who came over the past 2 years after the introduction of planetary bodies, combined with other older backers who have continuously supported this project, is explaining why funding for this game is growing exponentially. What this basically means is that the more backers Star Citizen gets, the more money Star Citizen gets, as backers seem to be continuously willing to support the project throughout their journey. I mean, if we have a look at the funding page, the $281 million that have already been collected are coming from 2.6 million accounts. If we consider that each account is from a unique person, which is highly unlikely, that means that the average amount spent per backer is $108. That is insane. Do you know any game that costs $108? Now, sure, one might argue that there are in fact two games, Star Citizen and Squadron 42, but if you take a look at the history of the project, these two entities were sold together for a long time, and it has only been relatively recently that CIG decided to split them into two separate games, despite them being in the same universe and somewhat linked through your player character. So there you have it, guys. As incredible as it might seem, it appears that CIG is racking money like never before, which I think is awesome, because it means that if this trend goes on, the project is seemingly secured. One could explain this by the amount of new players who have recently joined the project, and that backers continuously support the project after their initial backing. And despite this year not being exceptional in terms of achievements, with a lackluster 3.8 and a malfunctioning 3.9, it does appear that still, with more backers than ever before, Star Citizen is still making more money than ever before. Is this going to stop? Hopefully not. Let's hope that this year CIG will be able to secure a profit for the first time, which will grant the project some serenity it needs to at least allow us to, within the upcoming years, enjoy a minimal viable product, which is something that we are very far from nowadays. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as they really help this channel a lot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Star Citizen content. This is the Eradicator. I am signing out.